Welcome back. I'm Melissa Harris Perry, coming to you this morning from Democracy Plaza in Rockefeller Center, home of NBC's Decision 2012 coverage. Thousands will gather here on election night, watching the results come in. The iconic skating rink will hold a map of the United States, with states icing over in red or blue as the race is called by the NBC News Decision desk. Red and blue banners representing electoral votes will rise up in front of the building as each campaign climbs toward 270. Now, Nerdland. All good things must come to an end. It is our last show before Election Day, which means it's the last time I get to break out my graphic for This Week in Voter Suppression. Okay, our weekly voter suppression updates may be going away for now, but we are going out with a bang. And hold on to your ballot cards, folks, because this one's a doozy. Today, we are naming names. Remember the anonymous private family foundation responsible for buying these billboards in African-American neighborhoods in Ohio and Wisconsin? Well, thanks to a joint investigation between Nerdland VIP Joy Reid, the managing editor of thegrio.com, and advocacy organization One Wisconsin Now, that anonymous buyer is anonymous no more. Ever heard of the Einhorn Family Foundation? Yeah, we hadn't either. That is until Joy and One Wisconsin Now's Scot Ross found out that Einhorn, a Wisconsin-based nonprofit, are responsible for the more than 85 billboards that went up in the Milwaukee area. The foundation has since confirmed that it paid for the billboards. And get this, Einhorn also paid for similar billboards that appeared in Milwaukee in 2010. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. When you dig a little deeper into the money behind the money, the investigation revealed that Einhorn got the money for those 2010 billboards from another foundation called the Bradley Foundation. Now, you probably haven't heard of them either. These sugar daddies have spent almost $500 million, even more than the much reviled Koch brothers, to prop up the right wing, and is one of the largest sources of conservative money. And you are most certainly familiar with some of the names connected to the Bradley Foundation. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker, Republican National Committee Reince Priebus, and a name that you'll be seeing on your ballots on Tuesday, Republican Vice Presidential nominee Paul Ryan. According to One Wisconsin Now, all of those men can attribute their political prominence, at least in part, to this man, Mike Grebe, a conservative kingmaker of sorts in Wisconsin. He is also the president and CEO of the Bradley Foundation. It is a tangled web connecting voter suppression, dark money, and the highest levels of the Republican political power establishment. Joining me now from Madison, Wisconsin, to help us sort it all out is one of the people who connected all those dots. One Wisconsin Now's Scot Ross. Nice to see you, Scott.
Hello, Melissa. How are you this morning?
I'm great. Tell me, Scott, just, I tried to lay it out there a little bit, but tell me, who is Einhorn and who is the Bradley Foundation?
Well, Einhorn's just a, local family foundation run by a hedge fund manager out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Bradley Foundation, I mean, that's they're the granddaddies of them all, as they say. Bradley, as you mentioned, has financed probably close to $500 million since 2000 in terms of funding the right-wing infrastructure, the junk science, and they've now got into funding organizations that are, that are trying to repress the right to vote. And it is massive. And as you said, the guy behind it, Michael Grebe, is a kingmaker. I mean, he is connected to Scott Walker as his campaign co-chair. He's connected to Paul Ryan, who Paul Ryan called Mike Grebe his political godfather. Right. And Reince Priebus. Reince Priebus, Mike Grebe sent out a letter to all the Republicans when Reince Priebus was going to fight to be the RNC chair, saying, "This is my guy."
No, look, Scott, we have, on this show, we have said, I don't believe in conspiracy theories. You always want to have the simplest explanation for anything. And yet, when you look at, this sort of map, right, if you were to put this kingmaker, Grebe, at the center of a map and then play that map out, the money badger map, it is pretty extraordinary in terms of those connections. And they are not just sort of casual connections. It's not, I saw a picture with them or they were at a dinner party together at one point. What we're seeing here is the Bradley Foundation and Michael Grebe, right, as a real sort of force behind this. Is that correct?
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. And now that they've moved into, again, funding these organizations that are designed to suppress the vote, we like to think that our investigation delivered a real roundhouse to the white sheets of voter suppression and knocked off that cowardly veil of anonymity. I mean, people need to know that that this is going on. And what I think is great is that because people have been mobilized about what is going on with voter suppression, we believe that the polls are going to be, that the polls will be open and that our elections are going to be fair, transparent, and clean, and that people are ready to make sure that this garbage doesn't happen at the polling places, so people will be able to exercise that sacred right to vote.
Now, Scott, let's be fair. I think the folks who put up these billboards would say that they're trying to make the process fair and transparent and open, right? They're saying these were kind of public education billboards.
Absolutely not. They provide no information about voting whatsoever. They are simply designed to try and make people confused about the polling process, to intimidate them about their status. And what we found is, it is that sort of confusion that can lead people to decide not to vote. And so their billboard campaign, their previously anonymous billboard campaign, was designed again to cause that confusion and that intimidation to keep them from exercising the franchise.